The thing that I wanted to ask the group about what it is that LeBron just did, I asked 2 or 3 days ago, and it seems like there's been more reporting on this recently. I asked 2 or 3 days ago, all of you, hey, you guys aren't expecting LeBron to finish here as a Laker, right? Like the statement from Rich Paul, when you're purposely taking the opt-in so that you can get all the money, and then you're shouting as soon as you opt in, hey, I'm going to opt out. I'm going to opt in. Don't make me opt out. I'm opting in.
I'm opting in, but I'm not all in.
I'm about to opt out. I'm telling all of you. Rich Paul's telling everybody, I'm going to opt in. I'm going to opt out. Like, it's fairly obvious that once you make that statement through Rich Paul, you're telling the Lakers, I'm available for buyout. I'm available to be somewhere else. There's no need for that statement unless you plan to be a part of, in this season, being a player for another team.
But that's what smart agents do. They make a statement that says, hey, Lakers, get better to earn the right to keep my guy. And they're also telling other teams, my guy's going to be out there. What are you offering?
Get better. They made a move that consensus, everyone agrees, sets their franchise up for future success. It just means that LeBron isn't the face of the franchise, potentially. I don't know how that's possible. He's one of the game's greatest players, but this is gearing to be Luka's team.
The reason I bring all this up is because this is the 15-year anniversary today of that league changing forever. Changing what happened today in 2010 will eclipse 15 or 20 years from now in memory what the name Curt Flood means. Curt Flood is a name that is simply associated with free agency and player empowerment, but of course, what LeBron did to the entirety of the league, holding up transactions throughout an offseason, waiting for what team he would choose, that was 15 years ago today. For him to be the oldest player in the league, still through his agent, going to ESPN, treating ESPN as the entity that it should be treated as when you're the king. Hey, let me send my agent over there to just run information here. I know that the Lakers are a big thing and ESPN's a big thing, but in the modern age, I'm the big thing. I'm going to send my agent over there to tell the information center, hey, Lakers, you're worth $10 billion, at least in part because I'm right here in the center of everything, protecting that profit margin for you because you've always been the franchise for the star that has the star, but you just replaced me. Like, if you think their skill sets are redundant, whatever you think of the Lakers, they're not going to win because those two guys are playing defense together. Like, it's going to be really hard to keep up with young team like OKC when Luka and LeBron are on the court playing defense at the same time. Never mind the redundancies on the offensive end. They were a decent defensive team. Maybe DeAndre Ayton will help them some, but we can agree that the usage rate has to go to Luka there, which means LeBron's expendable, which means LeBron just opted into a contract to get his money, even though he's not so wanted around there anymore.
And LeBron's not about that. LeBron is never, ever going to consider himself expendable, which is why he's playing the game, and he's played it better than anybody in the history of that sport, leaving little tea leaves, whether it was on purpose or not. But the whole New York thing, even leaving that Savannah only wants me to play for 2 more years. He wants to be the focus of attention. He was spotted at the Cavs indoor practice facility. There's reasons for the way that he approaches this offseason time. It's a quiet time. This is where a LeBron James can totally take over the narrative of the NBA offseason, an NBA offseason that it's been pretty atypical when it comes to player movement.
Can we talk for a second, though? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Zaz.
I think he's playing us like a flute. I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he loves having his name out there. Yes, oldest player in the league. Yes, the Lakers are not my team anymore. But, hey, everyone's still talking about me.
So is that the end game, though, Spence? Because usually you would leverage this to have your team make the roster better. And, by the way, perfect time to pinch that ownership group as they just buy the team. So that's him putting a line in the sand, a new ownership group.
That's what I thought
still
it was
eat.
about. That's what I thought it was about is because you had the change at the top. He's got a relationship with Jeannie Buss. And I've said before, I don't think that people understand how mom and pop an organization, the Lakers organization, actually is. They're not rich people because they got their wealth anywhere else, like most sports owners. Their wealth is only because Daddy had the Lakers at the time that Pat Riley was running the Lakers and at the time that basketball exploded in Hollywood, that particular city. So they've had stars since then, but it's a very small operation, and LeBron had a relationship with the owner. And
She's still there. She as part of this transition.
Oh, yeah,
but-
they haven't sold yet.
Yeah, but maybe this is also like the Mark Cuban thing. I'm going to hang around. But these people own several big-time franchises. They don't buy it to let someone else control
Well, but
it.
let me do it another way, okay? Because I do remember in all of the mythologizing that we did about Michael Jordan, one of the things that just gets thrown over the side, and I get it. His legacy is he made bald cool, and it's not at the top of the list. He was gravity-defying, all the superhero things. But at the end of his playing career, about 4 years earlier than where LeBron is right now, when he was just fadeaway jumpers, he was an employee for the Washington Wizards who got run out of the building by the owner who had power. That's never happening to LeBron. Like, he knows basketball history enough to know what happened to Michael Jordan at the end. And there, he will defeat Michael Jordan forever on the punctuation because no one is going to be owner of LeBron at the end of this. He's got his no trade clause, and the announcement that he's opting in for $50+ million comes with a salvo of, I've got all of the power here. Lakers got to please me going forward. I will make messes for them. They're not going to control the punctuation. I'm going to control my punctuation at the end of my career.
And also, he's probably done not being the topic of conversation come June. He's already been a wild success in Los Angeles. They won their championship. He's won a championship in a Heat jersey, in a Cavs jersey, in a Lakers jersey. I guess going east, he can kind of take his pick, do the New York thing. I know that's Jalen's team, and Knicks fans feel a certain way about it, insanely enough, as that sounds. He strolls in there. He's the biggest star on that team. Goes back to the Cavs. He actually really helps the Cavs, and the Cavs are right there. I know they got Donovan Mitchell, but LeBron will eat first there. He will always be the talisman of that franchise in that area.
All of it's super interesting because the better play for him is to leave. The better play for everything that his management team has tried to put together. It's a riskier play.
And it's buyout, by the way. Leave with a buyout. So you don't have that $50 million on the books for someone else. You take 30 and you take 20 elsewhere, and you have some teams still be able to add to the pieces to help make you look better. And by the way, Sedano and Ramona Shelburne did a podcast on this, I want to say last week. There is smoke to this theory that LeBron's going to get bought out by the Lakers. More likely that he gets bought out than traded because a trade is so difficult with his cap number.
This is what I would predict because of that part, right? His number is hard to trade. 1-year contract at that number is got difficulties in it. The thing that I don't think is being talked about enough around here because of the opt-in with a no-trade clause is the moment LeBron does that, he can start behaving with his management team like he's a free agent because he's never been in the last year of a deal. So he doesn't have to honor that because he can trade himself. And so his agent...
Well, 15 years ago, he was famously in the last year of a deal.
Correct. No.
What,
No.
when he was with the Cavs?
He opted out. Opted out. This is the only time in his career it's the last year of a deal.
Where
Only
he has
time.
an expiring deal.
That's right. Only
20,
time.
23 years.
First time ever.
Is it 23 years?
23.
But
He certainly opted out with Miami.
The part that I'm saying to you that I think is going unrecognized as the statement is made by Rich Paul and no one knows exactly what to make of the statement other than it's purposeful and it's a warning. And the warning is I'm still a free agent. Like I'm under contract, but I'm not. I'm doing you a favor here by just collecting my money, but I've got the no trade. And so now negotiations begin on with my own franchise, treat me like I'm a free agent.
I love testing the new ownership. That's the move. You gotta test the new people and test their mettle, see what they're willing to do. Now, these people, they have Dodgers connections, Chelsea FC connections. This isn't a mom and pop shop.
Why wouldn't you be talking to CAA and New York? Why would you not be talking to the team that has reinvented executive?
Well, that would be tampering.
But
I understand. You can back channel. That's what you're saying.
Why would you not?
I mean, he just showed up at the Cavs facility.
Why would you not be exploring your every option on who gives me the best chance to not just win a championship, but dominate the storyline the way I will not next year, because the Lakers are not going to be that next year. Like, the media will move on now that, now we've had 7 different champions. Young people are here. Well, the media is not going to do Steph and LeBron again lazily.
That's why I think he's going to play 2 more years. Because he's going to be he's going to do the thing where he announces before the season and do the tour and be the topic of conversation. He's an all-time great. We know that. He hasn't done that entering this year. There was the Savannah wants me to play 2 more years and I'm done type of conversation. So he's going to go for gold this season.
Don't forget, the other son becomes eligible for the NBA in a year from now. Mm-hmm. He's going to want to play with him too, right?
The people, I don't think that you are properly appreciating LeBron's management team and the way they have carefully crafted the entirety of his career and economy if you do not believe that they are trying to figure out a way to make the next year of LeBron something that, whether it wins a championship or not, resonates in the conversation as if it can. Which is going to feel like he can leapfrog here to an upgrade from the Lakers by picking a couple of spots that are better championship opportunities. New York, chief among them. Because when I ask you, everything the Knicks have built there, everything, with an executiveship that people now trust, but a little less with Mike Brown as the coach.
So you're going to play for Mike Brown again?
Connections there, though.
If I'm LeBron and his management team, how am I not making sure that New York knows that I might have a play to be the story? It's not about even winning the championship, although that's what they said in the statement. Again, a statement sent to ESPN. You're basically asking ESPN, which didn't ask you for comment, hey, can you guys just create the smoke for us for a while? Please do this for a while. ESPN, we're going to have LeBron's agent delivering a statement to ESPN, keep us the story, is what the statement should have just been. It's redundant because they've done that for 25 years. It's crazy to think about. It really is. Like, and you guys think I'm wrong, though, when I say I don't believe he finishes a Laker. Like,
No.
Zaz thinks I'm wrong, and 3 days ago you guys dismissed it out of hand on me.
The dream ending is New York.
I don't think he ends as a Laker. I mean, dream ending, you could say Cavs, full circle.
I think that statement makes it, like, the fact that the agent went on the record for no good reason at a time of celebration when you're opting in to cause confusion makes it more probable than not.